What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is down 6.3%, 952 the low, 1016 the high. Absolute crazy bloodbath that is happening in the market, even though you kind of had some good and bad today. So I'll give you a quick summary of everything. As far as volume, a little bit higher than at least what's been happening. So 26.4 million shares being traded, 32.7 is the average. No news from SoundHound, no SEC filings or anything like that. On social media, you have them pretty much just doing what they do, just saying that they are at various places and whatever else. So it's good. It'd be nice if they kind of shook things up a little bit, did an occasional interview, or even just present at one of these things, because all they're doing so far is booths. And I think one of my biggest questions was from their last earnings is, does all of this give them a utility? Like, are they actually getting something out of it? Are they getting deals? Are they getting new clients, customers? Like, how is this doing? Because even if we go through their social media, this is all they've been doing, is just constantly this, which I get it. That's kind of, they're in a expansionary stage of their cycle. So they do need to kind of go out there and get their name out there. But I feel like doing interviews and whatever else might be also advantageous. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But what is really moving SoundHound today is good and bad data. So we did have balance of trade coming in at negative 61 billion versus negative 66 of forecast. So it actually came in better than anticipated, and it hasn't been this low since pretty much beginning or mid 2022. So very good stuff for that. I'm sure Trump's very happy. Aside from that, you did have initial jobless claims coming in hotter than anticipated, and similarly hasn't been this high in almost 2 years. So you kind of have mixed data for that. Early this morning, you did also have Trump stating that he had an hour-and-a-half conversation with China, and things went fairly well. So that's what caused a little bit of a bump up here, but that was short-lived. You are having a lot of volatility because of Elon and Trump. They are breaking up right in front of our eyes, and Trump is being seen as in my opinion, a liar from a lot of these posts that Elon has been doing. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. This is the joy of social media. We are seeing absolutely everything unfold in front of our eyes. Elon saying some pretty big, bold things as well, saying that essentially if this bill does pass, that the states is going to end up bankrupt. So that's obviously spooking the broader market and causing algorithmic trading to really push down a lot of stocks. So I wanted to pop on, even though I did a SoundHound video yesterday, I wanted to pop on and say all of this, in my opinion. Of course, you have some kind of institutions actually selling right here and whatever else, but most of this, everything today, is just being done by algorithmic trading, which in reality is rather hollow. It's just picking up based on the negativity in the market. Institutions aren't out there selling. You have a couple bids right here that is sales. So ultimately 6 transactions. Everything else is buys. So big money is actually buying the dip today. So that's kind of a good thing. I know it doesn't seem like it because it's down so much, but institutions are actually buying the dip. And this is ultimately right here, this string of selling is what caused this right here. So at the end of the day, it's just another fun time to be a investor. If you do believe in any of these stocks, take advantage and buy the dip, because I do feel, just given the circumstances, that this is a tad of a overreaction for the broader market. Shorts are increasing a small amount, so 262,000 shares, 32.4% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 118.28 million shares overall are being shorted. So shorts are definitely very, very crazy to double down on given the circumstances, because I feel all it will take is one positive piece of news and all of this will push higher, because we also do have some big data coming out tomorrow, non-farm payroll and unemployment, both of which could really move things higher. So it's just another fun day in the market as per usual. But moving over to options, not really much going on. 2.77 in calls, 622,000 in puts. 46% of all the options being done today are bearish in nature, and ultimately of the bulls, they see a consensus for it to be above 1050. I think most of that was done first thing in the morning, so in the first half of the trading day. So I think right now it'd be realistic to assume 10. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 9. So given where we're at 950, somewhat level ground in reality. Aside from all of that though, with it at 951, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 944 is going to be a strong support. Just watch for that to hold over the next couple trading days, because if it doesn't, then anticipate kind of the high 8s. But 985 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. So I don't know if it'd be too much to ask for it to close above that, because that would kind of help it on at least the technical standpoint, but there's a lot going on in the market. As far as SoundHound though, today you don't really see any new analyst ratings, no articles, nothing really coming out. I would have anticipated some new analyst ratings to come out, and because of Daniel Ives's new ETF, and unfortunately, he did actually talk about it on CNBC, but he didn't actually bring up SoundHound specifically. It will be on there because every single picture of his top 30 AI plays, SoundHound's on there. So it's going to be in the ETF, but he's not really, clearly it's not his first priority to kind of talk on. But nonetheless, it should add some good liquidity, so I still do feel like that is a good catalyst. But SoundHound is a very volatile stock. This is why you do see pretty wide gaps in all the fib levels, so that means just an extra layer of volatility. But no news from anything, no articles really coming out whatsoever worthwhile to bring up. On the actual chart, it did break below, unfortunately, as of right now, this 200-day moving average. So that is sitting at 969. Next strong support is going to be that 50-day moving average at 927. Last time this type of scenario did play out, back in the end of May, it did luckily enough bounce off of that and trend higher. So we'll have to wait and see if that is tested tomorrow with maybe negative data or whatever else. But nonetheless, it is wedge bound between that 200 and also that 50-day moving average. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Like I said, in my opinion, I do feel like overall today is just being overdone. It's just artificially being suppressed. So if you do believe in SoundHound, then yeah, take advantage. But you never know. It's ultimately going to come down to the data points. And if Elon is even remotely correct that this bill will cause like massive hemorrhaging in the US debt and cause bankruptcy, or potential even thinking about bankruptcy, then yeah, a lot of stocks will be very in a kind of a bad scenario. So let me know your thoughts on SoundHound. Are you buying? Are you selling? Did you piece out? What's your general viewpoint on all of that? And what's your kind of thoughts on Elon and Trump outright just kind of breaking up right in front of our eyes? It's a crazy moment, but that's 2025 in a nutshell. So let me know your thoughts. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.